The one thing to mention in Nigeria is that Nigerians don't know the history of Nigeria. Okay, Mojila Ray, Muri 25 comments, Town Awusambu, mi ton shepe for me. First of all, Mafuini history and sin Eden, like it. My name is Dr. Kemi, Edekabo Seto. And Awusa Eba won't translate it. If you are from the northern Nigeria area, find a Yoruba person to translate this for you. Because you think you can come on my page, on Twitter and X, and start cursing me out. No, you don't. I'm going to give you the history of Nigeria the way you need to use it. This woman saying, well, okay, Yarugoto wal okay, 100 years old, Okulano, Yaradua, President Musa Yaradua, President. Yaradua, Kontuawa to your brother, Tomankwe Nishewu Musa Yaradua, Yelushe Vice President, Kolobaso in military days. Daddy mi shishek pẹ̀lú wọn nínú government yẹn, so mo mọ̀ Shehu Yaradua dada, Mawasile wagon everything. Àbúrò ẹ̀ ló di president under PDP. In fact, Popsi Minio by the president. If you remember the history, some of you are young, you may not remember. But on PDP primaries, see, you know, one only called Lati vice president from South at the Southwest. Popsi mi ati Jonathan. So, but on primary, it's one votes. My father lost by 2 votes. And Jonathan feel father me ma contested, but Popsi mi contested. Work with daddy, more and now. That's a kid daddy, thank you, but someone contest, don't shaking. She be primaries delegates, so by the vice presidential candidate, Yaradua. Now, look at it this way. Can Popsi mi low win? 2 votes. Only measurements of people do not play around with votes. It was Obama now, 12 votes in the whole country, 50 states. Lojeko Obama win. You must always go to votes if you want to make a difference. 12 votes can make a difference, 2 votes can make a difference. Delegates or general election, whatever. So at the end of the day, can't Popsi mi low winner. My father would have been president of Nigeria, but it was not destined for him. Iyawoni, awon Yaradua mejeji. Shehu Yaradua, vice president of Obasanjo. Musa Yaradua, president of Nigeria. Mama iti jẹun ní Nigeria. Nítorí pé old, ewa ń bú mi. Ẹ̀yin Hausa, ẹ ń bú mi. Ó lè lóbìnrin, ó lè ní, ó lè. Nígbà tó sọ pé ó kú lánàá, tweet tí mo kọ ló wà lẹ́yìn mi, jẹ́ kí n move ẹ̀ sókè. Ó dàbọ̀, thieves. Her granddaughters were busy looting the treasury when their father was dying of kidney disease in Saudi Arabia. They enriched themselves and they later became first ladies of 2 states after marrying governors. They had several EFCC petitions leveled against them. Somehow, stylishly, the EFCC did not even prosecute them anymore. My case is just alone. I just suffering by Yaradua. Shera méjèèjì yẹn, àwọn daughters ẹ̀ méjèèjì yẹn, wọ́n marry governor, bí Yobe ni àbí Gombe, mi fẹ́ check anything, ẹ lè look yẹn up. Tó bá marry governor the first lady nìyẹn, wọ́n tún wá lo influence wọn as wives of governors láti tún jí more money nínú states wọn. Ó yẹ ìlọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ cyber criminal law. Yaradua's daughters were thieves. They were looters. When their father was sick, they didn't want the country to know. Was it not Yaradua that shut down Channels News? Channels News was the one, you guys were 4 or 5 years old. Channels News was the one that first reported that the president had a kidney ailment and he was going to Saudi Arabia for treatment. When Channels announced the health status of a Nigerian president, they shut down the TV station. Yeah, for a while. I came to Nigeria that year and I was angry as hell and I spoke out. I mean, there was really no social media per se then. Facebook and Twitter came out in 2006 to the public. So we were not using those channels to monitor or to speak out. We're still speaking out in newspapers and all that. So radio and all that. Radio was very big then. So at the end of the day, they sneaked their right into Saudi Arabia and acted as if it was still in Aso Rock ruling and they were stealing money. Yahweh ni keloba turai, yeni major oli. Turai Yaradua, Yahweh. Who can go in Nigerian oil book, who can transfer it around one code there for Yaburukui. And when daughters know a code there, no accounts one. No, I say lose Nigeria drying here. Jonathan got to be vice president, come on, go to Shelley. We want anything on lower in Jonathan administration. But at the end of the day, we should lose Nigeria drying here. At that same time, let me also CNN, Timon Sorongpa, Omo Mutalab to fair bomb aeroplane. Sharonti. The Nigerian president was sick, was abroad. Go and Google these things. Kemi Olunloyo, Larry King life. Kemi, you know your Fox News. You will see all the videos there. Say, we're in a crisis now. Dora Akuli could not say a word. Or to fail in Bay, or fail in NAFDAC, or to fail in Ministry of Information. Dora Akuli was the spokesman now, the Minister of Information. She was hiding. A minimum also a Fox News, a minimum also a CNN, a minimum also a CBC, but world channels, a minimum one bet sort of Nigeria. Because Nigeria is not a terrorist country. Mutalab acted on his own. Meanwhile, only want to give Owaku 100 years old. So what? She was a thief. Tinubu went to visit her. Atiku went to visit her. Peter Obi went to visit her. When all of them want to become president, they make sure she's one of the people they go and see. You see how powerful she is now? She's a very powerful woman and she's a thief. Oleni. We are rest in peace. Nigeria. This woman, you are going to hell. Okay, Hajiya, Dada, Yardie, you are going to hell. You suffered Nigerians. Many Nigerians cannot eat today. Many Nigerians cannot go to school. Many Nigerians cannot do many things because of this woman here. You know? Yardie, I don't know where she is. She, this woman, and the daughters. Satan's greatest soldier is a woman. Thanks for watching. However, people, you can finish me in the comments. I don't give a fuck. Alright? I don't. Everyone that destroyed Nigeria, they will die one by one in old age or young age or wherever they go, we will talk about them. Oh yeah, and final thing. When President Yardie died in Saudi Arabia, a plane arrived on the tarmac with a casket with his body to be buried. There was nothing in the casket. Okay, you've never heard this before. In 2010, okay, I was told by my own dad, okay, and my father was in his administration, there was nobody in that casket. Yardie was buried in Saudi Arabia the very next day after he died. All right? He was buried the next day with Muslim rites. It's only fair. If you're a Christian, you die in Jerusalem, bury me there. If you're Muslim, you die in Saudi Arabia, bury me there. There was nobody in that casket. The same thing I did with Dada. Okay, during COVID, they said they were burying Abba Kyari on live TV. It was Dada inside that place, and there was blood on the casket. If you remember, Dada is Abba Kyari's, Buhari's nephew, who was Abba Kyari's PA. That's the person they buried online. Abba Kyari was cremated from the minute he left First Consultant. Was cremated. He had an active disease on him, COVID. All the lies in this Nigeria. Yardie did not come back to Nigerian soil. He died in Saudi Arabia, buried in Saudi Arabia. They brought an empty casket home and they had a memorial service for him and then they buried him. Empty casket, low and now. Emma Pabani Nigeria. Okay, because nobody in the media will say they will fire them from their so-called TVCs and AITs and all that. This is the joy of an independent journalist. This one was a thief. Thanks for watching. Oh, by the way, what tweet saying? I was a consecrate Miss Smelly. Look at that, smelly. She looks smelly, not me. I beg, please, shift. Some of you rubbish northern Nigerians, you have no destiny, you have nothing. You come out here opening your mouth. I have a lot of northern friends, but some of you useless ones on the streets and on the streets of social media talking rubbish. Better know the history of Nigeria. If your parents are not going to tell you, we will tell you. Okay? My father's a high-ranking politician, 89 years old, who was in every single party in Nigeria. Nonsense. That's why you recycled my father instead of you getting into the government and becoming young leaders.